Hello, welcome to Martha's Fragrance Corner. My name is Martha, and if you're new here, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. This is a teeny tiny Teddy Bees haul. I wanted to get this up before the RTS, although I don't think it matters really because it's a few cents. It's a few cents. I am following my own advice, and I just did a video on lessons learned or things I wish I knew or told myself before I started down this vendor wax haul. So I'm following my advice here. So this is just 5 cents. I did buy a couple of duplicates of two of them. So let's just get to it. All right. So like I said, this is Teddy Bees. I took it out of the box. You've probably seen other hauls. Always packed perfectly. There's a card, but I just, for time's sake, I'm doing this really quick because I'm doing this before work and I should be packing and doing other things. So let's start with the samples. This is iced woods and sweet birch. I do love that vendors provide samples, and I will talk about why in just a minute. This one is, I really like birch. I didn't love it the first kind of few months when I was going down the vendor wax hole, but I have fallen in love with birch, and this is a nice birch. It's creamy. It's creamy and sweet and really pretty. So yeah, I do, and it's sweet birch, so of course it's sweet. So yeah, it smells like you'd think. Very nice, creamy birch scent. And I'm making a mess here already. Little wax. This next one is Lady Layena. I've had this in a sample before, actually, and I do think this is a very pretty scent. Not one where I was compelled to buy like a souffle or a bigger size, but it's pretty. It really is pretty. And I might use that description for a lot of these. Her scents are very hard to describe because it's not like you can pick out like a particular scent note. And if I do, I feel like I'd be totally wrong. So I'm always a little scared to do that. But I feel like I got a whiff of maybe like currant or like a berry. A lot of her scents, at least the ones I purchase, have this creamy kind of cashmere to it. I wouldn't say that there's cashmere in here, but there is a creaminess, maybe vanilla, but very pretty. There's something tart, a little tart in here as well, that I smell on cold. I do remember warming this and thinking, that's pretty, but, I maybe not for me personally, order a larger size. So that is Lady Layena. Okay, so I said the reason that I appreciate samples is because I received a sample of Wax Snob, I think in my very first Teddy Bees pre-order, which was, it had to be, January 2023. So the video probably came up around this time, May of 2023. And I got a sample of Wax Snob. I melted it and I was like, this is so pretty. So she offered it in the forget-me-nots, and this is the only size it comes in the forget-me-not sense. And I've been waiting for this to come back since 2023. So, if it has, I missed it. Her lists are so long that sometimes I've been known to like, how did I not see that? When you watch other video hauls, I'm like, how did I not see that? And I have an example of that too. So in this order, but it just goes to show you, eventually, if you're patient, they come around. So Wax Snob is pink pepper, sandalwood, sweet citrus, pear, hint of peach, and sensual vanilla. This was poured April 1st of 2025. So this is pretty much a very fresh pour, just about, not quite a month, but or actually like 24 days ago, something like that. Yeah, I can't remember like what that sample smelled like, but the fact that I've been thinking about it and watching for it, it meant like when I saw it, I'm like, I had to get two of these because it doesn't seem to come around often enough. And I really liked the sample. So you do get a little pepper. And let me show. I got to show. I mean, it's just so pretty. You do get some little pepper, just a little bit. I know people are like, what does that smell like? It's still like a perfumey, soft, but it's like a little bit of spice in a way, like a pepper spice. And the bottom has this really pretty sprinkling on there. So nice. So I do get that. I do get the essential vanilla. I do get the hint of peach, just a little, and pear. It's like, so softer, sweet fruits. They're not, in your face, really prominent. This does come off, I think, a little body care-like or perfumey, but super nice. So I'm glad I finally got some Wax Snob in my order. Okay, and I'm struggling now to put this on. Yeah, I tried to film this video last night and it did not work. It did not work. I had such a rough day that I had no brain cells. I was like, it's pretty. And I'm like, I can't. That's just, I can't. All right. Espresso and pink lavender. So this is scent notes of pink lavender, espresso beans, and creamy vanilla. Bath and Body Works type, poured March of 2025. So this is the other one that I've been patiently waiting for it to come back. I have requested it in like the last 2 pre-orders because this is one that I missed. I want to say it was last year at this time. I think it was offered and I missed it. Or maybe it was fall of 2023. I'm getting my years messed up, but I missed it. It was one of those where like, how did I not see that? This is completely a scent that I would buy. How did I miss that as I was watching people's hauls? So I've been asking and hoping that it would come back. So I got 2, and I got 2 souffles. Also tying this back with the video that I just made, and I will post that one up here. It's kind of like my what I wish I knew video. I got them in souffle sizes. This is my right size for how I warm my home, how many warmers I have. I'd rather have 2 souffles than a loaf. I will get a tub on occasion. I might get a tub on something I know I love, absolutely love, but and depending on the love, I might do a loaf every once in a while, but I'm really trying to stay away from loaves because I don't reach for them. It's a lot of wax for me. So I like the 2 souffles. I can try it out. And if I like it, I have a backup. And I don't feel like I'm having to, I don't know, keep a tub of it. I don't know my reasoning, but it just makes sense to me. So I got 2 of these because I haven't smelled this one before from Tiffany. I just saw hauls and I'm like, that sounds fantastic. I have smelled a candle from Bath and Body Works. So I smelled these last night. So these aren't my first sniffs, but it's beautiful. And to me, this was stronger or better smelling than what I recall from the Bath and Body Works candle. I definitely get the espresso, but espresso is my type of coffee scent. I prefer this much more than like a coffee or a coffee blend or house coffee. I don't know why. I think it's not as sharp. Sometimes the coffee can be a little, what's the word? A little, not sour, just sharp, like whereas an espresso I feel has like, it's a little rounded. It's coffee, but not coffee that's been sitting like in the coffee pot, almost sometimes coffee house can come off a little burnt. I think that's the word I'm looking for. Espresso has this roundness to it. And it's an interesting combination with pink lavender. I do get some of that lavender. It is soft. And I think it helps kind of round out and smooth that espresso. Because I wouldn't say it's like, ooh, tons of espresso, but it's definitely coming through. But you do get that nice creaminess that it really just rounds it out. So I did pick up 2 of these. And I'm glad I did because, it's not one I feel like, well, it did come around like a year and a half ago, but you have to wait. You have to wait with Tiffany for sure. My stomach's growling, sorry. Okay, 2 more. Or 3 more. Sorry, 3 more. This next one here is Miami Vice. So this is fresh pineapples, Coconut Leaves and Strawberry Daiquiri, poured March of 2025. Miami Vice. This is one I had not seen around, at least that I recall. Again, her lists are really long, in a long time, but I feel like it's been a fan favorite for many years. Obviously got a lot of votes because it's here. And it's one had I not heard people talk about this in the past, had I not seen it around on videos, I would not have picked it up because I overdid it on pineapple. And I realized that last summer, like, I love pineapple. Like I love pineapple, but I overdid it because I loved it so much. So I would have stayed away from this, but again, seemed to get a lot of love and I'm like, I'll get a souffle and try it. And I'm so glad I did because when I smelled it last night when I was sniffing, I'm like, this took me to Florida. It took me to a trip that I was on there where I was drinking the pina coladas with the extra shot of rum that they would put on those. And it's like, I can see it just takes me there. And I love that about scents. Like sometimes you have this scent memory where it's like, it just takes you there, but it does have a mix of that strawberry daiquiri. So it's just this tropical, delicious drink I can see and feel and like taste, the slushiness of the ice of that blended drink. And it is so nice. I don't have real true summer scents like this from Teddy B's. So that is why I did want to get this one. I'm like, I have a lot of pretty atmospheric, kind of all year round type of scents or winter foresty scents, but I didn't have like a summer scent. So I'm really glad I picked this up. This is very nice if you want that. If you just want that, if you love it like a pina colada strawberry daiquiri yumminess, that is Miami Vice. Okay, the next one here is The Good Witch. This is vanilla birch, sensual vanilla cream, pink chiffon, hints of blackberry and raspberry, cashmere cream, and marshmallow clouds, poured on April 2025. So poured this month. Honestly, I don't know why I picked this one. I did intentionally want to keep my order small. And I should probably have started with that on this video. I was going to skip this pre-order originally, but then I thought that, or my little asterisk is, if there's something that I've been waiting for or that I've asked for that I really want, then I was going to go in. So when I saw Wax Snob and Espresso and Pink Lavender, I'm like, well, okay, I have to go in, but I'm not just going to buy 2 cents, but I know I'm also not going to buy, like 20 cents or anything like that. So I did want to keep it small. So I picked like 3 other scents that I thought I'd like, or maybe I don't have something like that in my collection. But as I'm looking at the notes of this, I am thinking, I'm not sure why, out of, I don't know, 50 scent notes, I picked this one up. But this is The Good Witch. This is vanilla birch. I already said that, didn't I? Did I say this? Sorry. Yeah, I did talk about this. I did. So I said the scent notes already. My brain is in 5 different places right now. And this is creamy. I do get the hints of blackberry and raspberry. And I get the cashmere cream. I love her cashmere cream. A lot of the scents that I get from Teddy B's have the cashmere cream and the marshmallow cloud. So I think I picked this because it was a safe bet. I think I'd like it. Maybe I heard about it, although I don't recall. And it's a pretty bedroom scent for me. And a lot of Tiffany's and or Teddy B scents are kind of bedroom scents for me. And this is just a beautiful scent because I love her cashmere cream. So I probably picked it up for that reason. And then last but not least is Fresh Summer Woods. This is cottonwood, driftwood, orange blossoms, vanilla with crisp, airy undertones. This was poured March 31st, 2025. Fresh Summer Woods. I kind of actually saved my favorite for last. This one I loved. Well, maybe it's not my favorite. I can't say that. I'll go back and look at my favorites, but this one I'm kind of low on laundry scents, and for me this does have that cottonwood that does smell a bit like linen, sun-dried linen kind of thing. I do get fresh air, and I don't know how you bottle fresh air and put those oils in wax, because this one is one of those scents where, again, I feel like it's atmospheric. It takes me outside. It's fresh. It's clean. It's so nice. So if you like those fresh, clean scents with a touch of like a laundry from the cottonwood, I think. I mean, it's definitely something. Then I think you'd really like the scent. I do, yeah. And then I think there's that orange blossom that does add like a perfuminess to it. So this is very pretty. So pretty. I like this. This is everything I hoped it would be. And it is, because when I smelled it, I was just like, I'm transported to like this pretty kind of spring, summer. The days are getting warmer. You've got laundry, but fresh, a lot of fresh air, and it just smells clean. So I really, really like this one. So this was like my happy surprise. It's always hard to pick a favorite, but I would say, because I've smelled wax Snob before, and in a way that was kind of a repurchase, even though I had just a sample. Yeah, I would have to say this is probably my favorite of the 5 scents that I picked up. So it's just my type of scent, and I don't have that many laundry scents right now. I mean, I have a few, and I do have a few from Teddy Bees, but not a ton. So anyway, that's my small little haul. I almost didn't bother sharing it, but I figured if I can get it up before I pack and go and do all the things that I need to do today, then I would just do it. So thank you so much for hanging out with me, and let me know if you're going in on the RTS. I am going to stay away, and I haven't watched any hauls because I don't want to be tempted, kind of going back to the lessons video that I've learned, and just learning on what temptations are really hard for me to not act on. So I'm just gonna be happy with what I have. I have 3 boxes. It's the only vendor that I have still that doesn't have a complete home. I've got 1 drawer of Teddy Bees, and then I've got 3 boxes. It might be down to 2, actually. It might be down to 2 of wax, but this, I pulled some wax already. I started pulling some wax for my May melting basket, and this all fit in the drawer. So I was happy with that. I'm going to keep it that way. We're not going to stack any more boxes in the room. I really want to get my wax stash down. So I'm happy with a little bit. It's like a little sample, little nibble. That's all I need. So let me know if you're going in on the RTS. Let me know if there's any scents that you absolutely love and you think that I would, because I do remember this. And then if I see it again at some future point, I might just pick it up with an order. So I always like to know what people love. And if you have like the same preferences, then I would love to know. But thank you so much. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.